Good morning, Mega Podlings. It's Crazy Joe. It is Wednesday. It is time to get crazy after dark. It is Wednesday, December 4th, 2019. This time last week, I was saying to myself, I just can't believe that tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I can't believe that Thanksgiving is already here. That is astounding to me. And here we are 1 week later, and I'm thinking, I can't believe it's been 1 week since Thanksgiving. That's the difference a week makes. Last week I couldn't believe we had already reached Thanksgiving, and now I can't believe that tomorrow marks 1 week since Thanksgiving. It's pretty crazy. Who knew? Who knew? We have Sam in the house. Hello, Sam. Good to see you. Good to see you. It is Wednesday. We're getting crazy. My countertop on my bar. Kyle's here. Hello, Kyle. Bohemian. The countertop of my bar, which you can't see because it's just below the frame, is more cluttered than I like it. In part because Cinema Sickness and I went to Second Avenue last week, and I bought a couple things. Dollar Tree has been having sales, Black Friday sales. There's been all this stuff, so I'm kind of surrounded by stuff that you can't see, and it's kind of driving me crazy. I gotta clean this up. I gotta clean it up. Anyway, Chris Pike, Captain Christopher Pike, is in the house. Hey, Captain Christopher Pike, I loved you in this season 2 of Discovery. Yeah, pick that up. I got it on a Cyber Monday or Black Friday. I don't know. It was cheap. But anyway, Captain Christopher Pike, Anson Mount. Love it. Anyway, Lisa is in the house. Hello, Lisa. Good to see my fellow Muppet fanatic. Sam says, show us the stuff if you want. Well, it's a lot of stuff here. Oh, and a reminder, as always, I'm joined by Super Chat Hippo. Yeah, no, here's the thing, guys. Brent says, hey Joe, happy holidays, bud, to you and your family. Thank you, Brent. I appreciate that. To you as well. Brent also asks, what's my favorite Christmas movie? That is easy. My favorite Christmas movie, and we already watched it once this year. If you followed me on Letterboxd, you know, because I logged it. Gremlins. Gremlins is my favorite Christmas movie, and I showed it to my stepdaughter for the first time this year. She had not seen it before, and I think she enjoyed it, but I don't think she enjoyed it as much as I enjoy it. This is an autograph poster. It's signed by the late Dick Miller, Zach Galligan, who is Billy, and Judge Reinhold. I would love to get Joe Dante to sign this. If I ever meet Joe Dante, I would love for Joe Dante to sign that. But yeah, Gremlins, that's my favorite Christmas movie. And I watched a couple new ones already this year. Like I had not seen the Christmas Chronicles. I didn't see Christmas Chronicles last year. Finally watched it. I like it. It's very, very good. So what was I going to say? I got these Dollar Tree titles here. Now, here is the thing. Cinema Sickness, he doesn't really, get on me as much as he used to. But he used to get on me and say, I had to do some haul videos. He's like, you got to do haul videos. You got to show what you picked up. And I've never really, you've seen a couple. Every here and there, I'll do one. But you don't see me do many videos like that. And I know they're popular. I know people like to watch them. But I feel a little weird with the haul videos because I don't know. I don't know. There's something about just saying, and then I pick this up, and then I pick this up. I'm not knocking anyone that does this. A lot of people do it, and I watch them. I watch people do that all the time. So it's weird. It's like I don't have an issue watching it. I know it's perfectly valid content, but I just personally don't feel completely comfortable just shuffling through titles and showing you what I picked up. I think a part of that is because I feel like if that's what people want. If people expect to come here and see me showing my haul, then to grow the channel, if that's what you expect from me, I got to go keep picking stuff up. And, you know, I'm on a budget. I got kids. I can't be doing that all the time. So therefore, I feel just a little funny. Oh, what do you think? Should I do a Dollar Tree video? Here's what I picked up. Do you guys want to see it? Let me know. If you want to see it, I'll do it. But I don't, that's not going to be like regular content for me. I like more talking about movies than getting into the collecting aspect, though I do like collecting. But, you know, I feel like the collecting, that's Rick's forte, and that's Cinema Sickness's forte. And I just would rather talk about, like, the content of the movies, even though I do enjoy picking movies up. So, I don't know. You tell me if you guys think I should do a video like that. Joey Baseball says, how am I? I'm good, Joey. How are you? Sam says, am I catching up on my reviews? I'm starting to. I had done a bunch, and, I mean, they're from before Thanksgiving. These are all movies I saw before Thanksgiving, and I'm just starting to post them now because I got busy after Thanksgiving. Not only did I have to go to Virginia for Thanksgiving, but then when we got back, I had to start the Christmas decorating. We were decorating the interior, decorating the exterior. You know, it's just been like go, go, go. Had to take the kids to see Frozen. You know, it's just been go, go, go. So I'm just starting to catch up with getting these reviews out. So I've got 2 of them up now, Knives Out and The Irishman are both out there. I still got more. I got more on the way. Brent says, favorite Rankin and Bass special. That's easy. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. I love 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And you can find it at Dollar Tree right now. It's actually one of the Dollar Tree titles that you can find if you find it at the right spot. But yeah, I love that one. Lisa says, how'd your turkey road trip go? Did the spinach casserole survive? The spinach casserole was delicious. And, you know, we made good time, too, I got to say, surprisingly. I thought, you know, traveling on Thanksgiving was going to be a nightmare. But actually, apparently everyone travels the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. There's no one on the road on Thanksgiving. So the traffic is actually smooth sailing, or at least it was for us. Bohemian says, mentioning Black Friday and Cyber Monday, I bought seasons 1 and 2 of Stranger Things for about $13 last Thursday. That is a good price. Mr. Will says, step out of your calm. I don't know what that means. Step out of my calm. Brandon says, pick up videos. Give me an idea where to find cool titles and deals. Okay, maybe I'll do one. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I always feel weird about doing pickup videos. I don't know why. It's content people like watching. I like watching it. I watch it when other people do it. But I guess it's because I don't want this to be a collector's channel. Because if it's a collector's channel, if that's what this is, if this is a collector's channel, you guys are going to get real bored because I don't pick stuff up that often. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to build your expectations up because you ain't going to be getting a lot of that. I don't pick that much stuff up anymore. I'm kind of like, I don't know, I know what I like. You know what I mean? I know what I like, and I got a lot of it. So it's like, we'll go to like a flea market or something. I'll look at the Blu-rays and everything. I'll be like, I got all the stuff I want. It's not a lot here that I'm finding that I don't have. And then when something I don't have comes out that I really want, like Star Trek Discovery, you know, I did get this on a Cyber Monday sale, but I would have, after Christmas, I would have just picked this up anyway. So it's not like it would have been like a fun hunting video. It would have been, hey, I ordered this off Amazon. Not terribly exciting, but maybe I'll do it. Jamel says, hi, Jamel. Chris Pike says, did I hear Gremlins is coming back to certain Regal theaters on the 7th? I did, and I want to go. It's going to be in the 4DX. And I only saw one movie in 4DX before, but I imagine there's a lot you can do with Gremlins in 4DX. I imagine you could, when Mrs. Peltzer is baking the cookies, I imagine you could put the smell of the cookies in there. When the Gremlins are coming out of the YMCA after they jumped in the pool, I'm imagining you could have a lot of fog effects. I think they could do some really cool things with the 4DX with Gremlins. And the fact that it's one of my all-time favorite movies, not just my favorite Christmas movie, one of my all-time favorite movies, that just makes it all the sweeter. So I do want to go. Mr. Will says, out of my comfort zone. Ah, that's what he was saying. Yes, yes. A haul video might be fun. I will do one. I will do one. Give me a couple days, but I'll get one going. I do want to start amping up the Star Wars content. Like, I want to do a lot more Star Wars content this month leading up to Rise of Skywalker. There's a lot I can do. For one thing, I was going to do my ranking. You know, I know people like seeing my ranking videos. I was going to do my Star Wars ranking video. But I was thinking I should probably wait till after Rise of Skywalker to do that. So I can include Rise of Skywalker in the ranking. I don't know. But that was one thing I was thinking of doing. J2H is in the house. Hello, J2H. Jamel asked how my day was. My day was okay. It was average, I suppose. Sam says, how was a beautiful day in the neighborhood? Well, I'm going to be doing a review of it. In fact, I've already shot the review of it. You'll probably be seeing that video tomorrow. So hang in a day and you'll hear what I thought of Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. But actually, if you watched the Cinema Sickness live stream where Rick and I were together like a week ago, I kind of let it slip there what I thought of it. Anyway. Lisa says, I liked Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, but thought it would be more of a biography of Mr. Rogers. It was nice that it was a true story of a friendship, but not what entirely expected. You are pretty much right in line with me, Lisa. J2H says, OMFFG, I need to see the Star Wars ranking video like right now. Right meow. And Joey Baseball does not want to see that video. So there you go. You can't please everyone. J2H desperately wants to see it, and Joey doesn't want to see it at all. So Sam says, am I posting some reviews on Letterboxd? I've been trying to post what I saw on Letterboxd, but not review it until I review it here. That's what I've been trying to do. So, like, Letterboxd says that I saw Knives Out, but I don't think there's a review for Knives Out. I can put one up now because my review is up now. So now I can put one up. Letterboxd says that I saw Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, but I didn't review Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Now I can go back and review it because I reviewed it here. So that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying not to spoil the channel's thunder by putting my review out before. That's what I've been trying. I don't know, not like anyone cares, but that's what I'm doing. Brandon says, did I see that the flea market is going to move, that a flea market is going to move into the old Walmart in Bristol, PA in the winter of 2020? I did not. I didn't know there was an old Walmart in Bristol, PA. I'm not too familiar with Bristol, PA, to be honest with you. But I'm in. Let's go. I'm in for that. Oh, I know where Bristol, PA is. It's actually not too far from me, but I've only been like to Bristol like once or twice. It's Bucks County, right? I believe that's Bucks County. I'm like right on the edge of Bucks County. Like I'm in Montgomery County, but Bucks County is like I could throw a rock to Bucks County. Anyway. So what's so you want to see some of the stuff I picked up? It's probably in Cinema Sickness's video. This is funny. I picked up Rudolph the movie on VHS. This is not the Rankin Bass movie. This is a movie that's got the voice of John Goodman, Bob Newhart, Debbie Reynolds, Whoopi Goldberg. It looks it's probably terrible. Like I'm assuming this is terrible, but I kind of wanted to see it anyway. Because I recently read somewhere about this. This was apparently a theatrical movie. And I found that interesting. So I'm like, I kind of want to see it. I'm sure it's bad, but I want to see it. So I picked it up on VHS for like 50 cents. Because I did think this is kind of rare. Like, I don't see this very often. But here's the funny thing. I buy it on VHS. And then just a couple days later, I find the DVD. So now I have this stupid movie. I shouldn't say I haven't watched it, but now I have this stupid movie on both VHS and DVD. That's, I don't know, a little weird. I gotta watch the thing. Brandon's father works in Bristol. All right, let's do it, man. When it opens, let's all go. You in, Brandon? Let's get together. Let's do this. I'm sure You say flea market, you know Rick and Dave are going to be there. So I think this was on Cinema Sickness's video. I picked up a Happy Days jigsaw puzzle. I don't know if all the pieces are there. And again, I don't know if all the pieces are there, but I picked up this movies jigsaw puzzle. I love puzzles. Obviously, I didn't sit and count all the pieces, so I don't know if they're all there, but I gambled. And then Black Friday, we were over at Target, and I bought the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood game. It's a card game, apparently. It says, revisit your friends from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood in this game of light strategy and nostalgia. It's not a game for little kids. It is for those who grew up with Mr. Rogers and wish to revisit the magic of his world. So, I don't know. I thought that looked pretty cool. So I picked that up. That's some of the stuff I have piled here. What else do we got? These are Dollar Tree titles. I got Dollar Tree titles over here. Dollar Tree Blu-rays. And when I do a Dollar Tree video, it's probably going to be all the same stuff you guys got, because I think all the Dollar Trees got... It is a large selection this time. But I probably didn't get anything... probably didn't get any rare unicorn that no one else found. Kyle says, I am ready for Friday. I am ready for Friday too, Kyle. Bohemian says, a Mr. Rogers game. Wow. Yes, I'm looking forward to playing this. I'll probably get Jackie to play with me. She's really into games. Punk Nerd says, went to Savers and spent $48. Did you get good stuff? We don't have a Savers around here anymore. We did, but it turned into a Goodwill. Lisa says, did you see that there's a Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics video game coming next year? I did. In fact, I saw it on the Facebook page that you and I both frequent. I think my daughter's going to be really into that. I am not so much of a video game guy. Though, should I do the big reveal? You know what? Let's do it. I'm going to show you. We're walking away, so please forgive me. I'm not going to be able to see the chat too well for a little bit because we're walking away. But you know those arcade 1-up machines? You familiar with arcade 1-up? I got one. I got an arcade 1-up machine. So here it is. Hang on, I'm going to flip the screen. Should we play this? I don't know how this is going to work on a live stream. I don't know how to hold the camera and play this at the same time. Let's see if this works. I don't know, Greg does it on Greg's Game Room. Okay, I'm doing this one-handed now, though, so that's the thing. My playing probably isn't going to be so good because I'm doing it one-handed. But let's play some Star Wars. I don't know how young you guys are, but anyone grew up in the 80s probably will remember this game. Yeah, see, I can't play one-handed. This is going to be horrible. But this is the kind of gaming I like. Old school 80s gaming. Let's see. I'm not going to play for long. Like, this isn't going to be like a live stream where you just sit and watch me play a game, but I thought I might as well show this off. I did say I wanted to do more Star Wars content, and this certainly is Star Wars. Hey, I mentioned Gremlins. I said Gremlins is my favorite Christmas movie. We were watching Gremlins with Jackie the other day, and the Gremlins were playing this game in the bar in Dory's Pub. All right. I do have it set to easy right now. Let's see. What? Oh, I blew up the Death Star. When you hear Han Solo say Yahoo, that is your signal to shoot down. So there you go. I'm going to turn this off now. We're not going to sit here and just play Star Wars, but the Oh, I do kind of want to sit here and play Star Wars now. This game's so much fun. All right, we're turning it off. We're turning it off. So that, we got a low ceiling here. I got a duck, you see? I got a duck here because I will hit my head on this low ceiling. Lisa, Muppets, huh? So that's my kind of gaming. I got a PlayStation 4, but I don't play it. I play that kind of stuff. Bohemian says Pac-Man is better and Dig Dug. I love Pac-Man and I love Dig Dug. Oh boy, has anyone else sprung for one of those arcade one-up machines? I mean, as an old school arcade guy, I kind of love them. But when they came out, I'm like, it's expensive, and where are you going to put that? There's no room. Then they did Star Wars, and I'm like, I can't say no to Star Wars. Punk Nerd says, I have no space, no money. Same here. I really, I got that machine much cheaper than I should have. It's a $500 machine. I didn't spend $500 on it. I kind of lucked out. But I got it much cheaper than I should have. But that's the only one I would do this for, is the Star Wars. Here's the thing. Since I was like a kid, you know, you always play the what would you buy if you won the lottery game? If you won the lottery, what would you buy? Always said Star Wars arcade game. That was like my go-to thing. You know, what would you buy if you won the lottery? Star Wars arcade game. Well, Star Wars arcade cabinet. And they're like thousands of dollars. You know, the real ones. So when I found out they're putting this out at an actually affordable price point, not that 500 is super affordable, but quote unquote affordable, I was immediately interested, but I was still like, it's $500. I fortunately got that at a much cheaper price. Joey says that's not a $500 machine. They were $125 at the store I saw it at. Did you see Star Wars machines though? You can get some of the other ones like Pac-Man. I know like Target had them for like much cheaper on Black Friday, and I'll let you know that's kind of how I got it. Certain stores will price match. Certain stores will price match. And even though the cheaper price was only for Pac-Man and the Marvel game, they were being sold at a much cheaper price point, and it was just those two, Pac-Man and Street Fighter. And I just kind of took a gamble and went into a store that price matches and said, "Will you price match Target?" And they're like, "Okay," and they gave me that at the price that they probably weren't supposed to. So there you go. Brent says, do you know they're making an Aretha Franklin movie? I believe it comes out in 2020. Not sure. I did not. I'm not surprised, because musical biopics are really big right now. I wish it would expand to more than musicians, because there's a lot of biopics I think I would like to see. I would like to see a Jim Henson biography. I would love to see them give the like Bohemian Rhapsody or Rocket Man treatment to Jim Henson. Why's it got to be all musicians? There's a lot of different creative people who had who had interesting lives that I'd like to see biographies of. I don't need to just see musicians. I'd like to see Jim Henson. I'd like to see a biography of Mr. Rogers, because Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood ain't it. That's not a biography, and I'd like to see a biography of him. I think that they could still do that. I don't know how Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood's doing at the box office, but maybe, I don't know if you would call this a quote-unquote sequel, but maybe you get Tom Hanks back again, but this time you do like the life story or something. I don't know. Brent says, oh no, I already read that. Lisa says, it's a cool game cabinet. I'm with you on video games. I watch more than play. other than like Street Fighter or old school games. Yeah, I love the old school games. Tetris, Pac-Man, Donkey Kong. I'll play those for hours, but I have the PlayStation 4 and I can't really get into those games. Marty says, if I won the lottery, I'd buy a custom arcade cabinet preloaded with hundreds of games. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. You know what my other like big if I won the lottery item is? There is a company and they are thousands of dollars. They are thousands of dollars. I cannot afford one, but if I hit the lottery, there is a company that will make life-size replicas of Robbie the Robot from Forbidden Planet. And I am a firm believer that Robbie the Robot is the greatest screen robot of all time. I think I got Robbie. Yeah, here I got a Funko Pop and a Wacky Wobbler of Robbie. I think Robbie the Robot, it's a little dusty from being on the shelf for so long. I do believe Robbie Robot is the greatest movie robot of all time. And if I could afford that life-size replica of Robbie, you better believe I would have that life-size replica of Robbie. But that is a pipe dream, and that will remain a pipe dream short of me becoming a millionaire. But man, would I love to own that. That is like, these are the things. If I hit the lottery, you know, some people go out buy a fancy flashy car. I'm not a car guy. As you guys know, if you watched my Ford versus Ferrari video, I'm not a car guy. Never have been. My Toyota's fine. I could be a millionaire and I'd drive a Toyota. I don't care. I don't care about cars. I would get a home theater, like a home movie theater. Because I love the theater experience. I love being in a movie theater far more than watching at home. And if I could create a movie theater in my home, an area that have to be free of children and dogs, I would do that in a heartbeat. And I'd put Robbie in the theater. He'd be sitting in the corner. Excuse me. Brent says a Bob Ross movie would be cool. I'd pay to see that. I'd pay to see that. Bohemian says, I heard, but I don't think it will happen, that they might make a Bohemian Rhapsody 2. I haven't heard that, but I did hear that the guy, what's his name, Remy Malek, who played Bohemian Rhapsody, Freddie Mercury. I heard he was supposed to have a cameo as Freddie Mercury in Rocket Man, which would have made it like the musician biography cinematic universe, I suppose. Which, that would have been interesting. Backwin says, hey everybody, Robbie the Robot for the win. He's my favorite movie robot. Oh man, do I love Robbie. That's the Funko Pop. I have a Wacky Wobbler of Robbie up here too. Hang on a second. There's a lot of stuff on this shelf. There's my Wacky Wobbler of Robbie. I have a Robbie Christmas tree ornament on the tree. I love Robbie the Robot. Lisa says, J2H says they just announced they're reprinting Mark Waid's Irredeemable in an omnibus format. Now I can finally read them. It was a good book. I never read the ending, though, so I'd be interested in seeing how it ends. Lisa says, agreed. Jim Henson, who would you pick for his biopic? I can't think of someone who'd be perfect. I might go with an unknown. I might go with like just an unknown actor, because one of the problems with a big star is that they do bring baggage. Like, as good as Tom Hanks was as Mr. Rogers, and he was good, I looked at him and I'm like, well, that's Tom Hanks. That's Tom Hanks playing Mr. Rogers. Whereas I think if you got an unknown, I could forget the star I'm looking at and just, it would have to be a damn good actor, though. Have to be a damn good actor. I'm not sure. It's a tough role to cast. Backwin says, I'm currently watching Prom Night from 1980, not the crappy remake. OG Prom Night for the win. Jamie Lee Curtis and Leslie Nielsen, who was in Forbidden Planet with Robbie the Robot. Let's play 6 Degrees of Robbie the Robot. You could make a Robbie the Robot Halloween costume. I don't know if I could. I'm not that creative, but that would be a cool costume. I'll tell you that. Sam says, gotta go watching The Irishman. You can read the review later. Well, have fun. You're going to enjoy it. It's a fine film. Mr. Will says, I would build a man cave modeled after J.J. Abrams' Enterprise Bridge. Oh, man, that would be awesome. That would be pretty amazing. Punk Nerd says, you have 1985 to 1991 to cover of Queen. Punk Nerd says, for Bohemian 2. Okay, that makes sense. Marty says, George Lucas film that chronicles his life up to the release of the first Star Wars would be cool. Absolutely. If I won the lottery, I would love to get a 4-door 67 Chevy Impala and have it replicated just like the one on Supernatural, Bohemian says. Cool. I'm on board. Driver picks the music. Marty says if they went the Hollywood star route, they'd probably cast Owen Wilson as Jim Henson. Maybe. Zach Galifianakis. Get Zach Galifianakis. That would be awful, wouldn't it? I like Zach Galifianakis, but that would be awful. But I can see them being like, he's got a beard. J2H says, Joe, have you ever read Star Wars Infinities? Essentially, just What If Star Wars Edition. I haven't. Is that a comic book? Bohemian says, also try to see how Queen became popular after Freddie's death with Adam Lambert. Backwin says, I'd love to see a biopic about Guns N' Roses since their story is about as crazy as Motley Crue's story. If they do make it, they would need to have the Motley Crue feud mentioned in it. I didn't know Guns N' Roses had a feud with Motley Crue. J2H says, yes, sir, just picked it up yesterday. Pulled this off the shelf, too. Got that at Dragon Con. That's my... That's my... Kryptonian crystal that will build the Fortress of Solitude. When it snows, I have to throw it out in the snow, and I'll get a Fortress of Solitude. Let me put these back on the shelf. Let me do my Mr. Rogers. You know, Mr. Rogers used to take the models off the shelf, and then he'd put them back when he was done. So, I feel like I'm Mr. Rogers putting the old Neighborhood of Make-Believe models back on the shelf. There we go. Marty would like to see a Van Halen biopic. That's another question. How do you pronounce it? Do you pronounce it biopic or biopic? Because I've heard it pronounced both ways. Biopic makes this more sense to me because it's a biography picture. So I think biopic sounds... Biopic doesn't sound right to me, though. I know a lot of people say biopic. That might be one of those ones where there is no right or wrong. It's just how do you say it. Like the word data. You could say data or you could say data. Though most people, because of Star Trek, now say data. Lisa says, Eep to Owen Wilson. I agree on the unknown. Definitely have to find the right personality for Dear Jim. What about Brian Henson? He's not an actor, though. That's the thing. He's not an actor. Joey says, biopic. Biopic is wrong. A lot of people say biopic, though. Backwade says the feud started when Vince Neil punched Izzy Stradlin in the VMAs and Axel wanted to kill Vince because he would never shut up. And, of course, the Nirvana feud should also be in there as well. I didn't know they had a feud with Nirvana. I wasn't aware Guns N' Roses had all these feuds, quite frankly. Except their feud with each other, because isn't it like Axl Rose the only one left? Nobody else talks to him anymore? Marty McFly says, does the Dwayne Johnson Jungle Cruise movie look interesting to you? It absolutely does. Looks like a lot of fun. Excuse me, I apologize. I am going to sneeze. Hang on one second. Where are my tissues? I apologize. My nose was killing me there. Or the word crayon. Oh, yeah. Doesn't it drive you crazy when people say crowns? If any of you say that, I apologize. But when they say crowns, it's like, no, it's not spelled that way. Don't call it crowns. It's crayons. J2H says, when are you starting The Boys? I don't know. I'm still not done the new season of Titans. Thinking Art Entertainment. My friend Wes is here. Hello, Wes. Welcome to the party. It is a Wednesday night party. How are you doing, my good man? Everyone go give a subscription to Thinking Art Entertainment if you haven't already. Wes is a filmmaker. He puts his content right up on his YouTube channel. You can go check it out. Some good stuff on there. So go click that subscribe button. He's not like us guys who sit around here talking about movies. He actually goes and makes movies. It's much better, actually. Anyway, Kyle says, I get to see the new Steven Seagal movie on Friday. That's why I'm excited. I didn't realize Steven Seagal had a new movie, quite frankly. What's the name of the movie? I haven't heard of it. Right down below. Brandon says, crowns all day, every day. Marty says, Axl Rose took over as lead singer of AC/DC. Their tour sounded awful. So he's not even with Guns N' Roses anymore? He's with AC/DC now? I didn't know that. J2H says, I was actually tempted to pick up season 1 of Titans on DVD during Black Friday, but passed. It's a good show, man. It's a good show. Though I do think they're a little too much with the R-rated content. Like, why is Titans got to be rated R? Well, like, of all the shows, why Titans? It's good. It's well written. But it feels a little gratuitous. It doesn't need an R rating. Like, you can make an argument for some content having an R rating, but Titans is like, if anything, it started out as the Teen Titans. It was the book aimed at the younger audience. So of all the books to get like the mature content, why Titans? I don't know. Joey says, why is Lion King and Toy Story 4 not on Disney Plus? Because they're too new. They're just out. They're just out on Blu-ray. They got to have their sell-through window first. Bohemian says, I bet Cinema Sickness would want a Spice Girls biopic. I'm going to say biopic now, just to drive Joey crazy. Biopic. And I want either a Jonas Brothers 5 Seconds of Summer, Justin Bieber one. What one would I want? I know I said Jim Henson, but what else? Who else would I do a biography of other than Jim Henson? I'd love to see Elvis. I'd love to see a really good Elvis biography that deals in the crazy years, like the years when he was like shooting his television with a gun. The only problem is that probably wouldn't look too flattering for Elvis, and therefore the Presley estate wouldn't allow you to use any of his music. And if you're doing a biography of Elvis, you kind of need his music. So you'll probably never see that. But I would like to see Elvis: The Crazy Years as a biography. Backwayne says, I have to confess, a Spice Girls biopic would be awesome. Joey says, I want to make a biopic on the creator of Teddy Ruxpin. He has a very, very interesting story. But that's cool. I don't know his story, so I would be interested in hearing that. Kyle says it's called Beyond the Law. I haven't heard of that. I'll look for the trailer. Joey says, Joe, what's wrong with pop culture references in movies? Because they timestamp the movie. I mean, it's not necessarily a problem all the time. But if you look at like the Disney classics, the classic animated Disney films, they're timeless. They're timeless. Bambi is timeless. Snow White is timeless. Cinderella is timeless. But Shrek isn't. Shrek has Matrix bullet time references and references to Cops. That might be Shrek 2, but there's like a Cops parody in there. And that is so time-stamped. Shrek won't be timeless. Now, you can look at something like Wreck-It Ralph, and that has pop culture references, but they're pop culture references to 80s video games. So it's something that's already of the past, which makes it a period piece. And you have the hindsight of 30 years later to know what items from those 80s video games were memorable and stood the test of time and are remembered. So you put them in there, you got kind of this period piece of, hey, this is classic gaming. Whereas if you're Scary Movie and you're making a "what's up" joke, that commercial didn't have longevity. So an audience today is going to watch that and they're going to be like, what the heck's going on here? I don't get this, because they're not going to remember the commercial. So that's the problem with the pop culture references, is they really timestamp a movie. And that's why I think the DreamWorks movies, especially, you know, the later DreamWorks movies, aren't as good or as memorable as the Disney movies or Pixar movies, because they lack that timelessness. The How to Train Your Dragon series might be like one of the exceptions, but you know, because that takes place like in a medieval. But Shrek didn't take place like in the modern day either, and they were doing bullet time and cops. So I don't know. That's the problem. That is the problem. Joey says, you said Snow White is timeless, but there's no TV, internet, smartphones, and Snow White. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you're making my point for me. J2H says, does Titans have nudity, sexual references, or just arbitrary F words? Arbitrary F words, violence, there's some sex in there. It's very much, if it were a movie, it would be R-rated. Definitely R-rated, and a hard R rating at that. There hasn't been nudity yet, but yeah. Bohemian says, I heard they might do a Michael Jackson biopic. I've heard that too. It'll be interesting to see if that actually comes to pass. Brent says, to me, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood was more about the reporter's problems with his father than about Mr. Rogers. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's my problem with the movie. And I don't like the guy. I don't like the main character. And I didn't like his father either. His father was a jerk. He had every right to be mad at his father. But then the way he kind of expressed himself, he was kind of a jerk too. So I'm like, I just don't like these characters. And Tom Hanks got the top billing. All the movie's a reference to Mr. Rogers. All the posters show Mr. Rogers. You're playing up Mr. Rogers. You're selling this as a Mr. Rogers thing. And he was a supporting character in the movie. I see Greg's Game Room is in the channel. He says, hey, Cracky, guess where I'm going tomorrow? Let me know. Where are you going tomorrow, man? Are you going to, I don't know. Tell me where you're going. I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know. Are you seeing Star Wars tomorrow, Greg? Are you seeing Star Wars? Because I saw Jackie's mysterious post earlier today. Did you bastards somehow get in there early? Oh, I hate you. I hate you if that's the case. I don't know. Let me know. Lisa says, I was thinking Michael Jackson biopic, but I don't know if society would allow it. Yeah, you know, they were talking about that actually on the John Campea show. They were saying the problem with a Michael Jackson biopic is the alleged sexual molestation charges against him never were proven, but they're out there. So how do you handle that in a biography? If you gloss over it, the people who believe he did it are going to be very angry. They're not going to want to see that movie. If you say he did do it, you really don't know, it's never been proven, you're going to piss people off. There's really no good way to handle that. So they were talking about that and saying they don't think a Michael Jackson biopic is going to happen because of that content and the fact that you can't tiptoe around it. And if you go for it, then the family probably isn't going to cooperate. And it's a very interesting conundrum there. Like if they had proof, if there was hard, solid proof he did it, then you could put it in the movie. You can say, well, he did it. We got proof. But you don't have proof. So that's what makes it a very interesting conundrum. Marty says if they make an MJ biopic, they have to call it Hee Hee. I like that. I like that. Greg says going to Back to Batu, the rise of the resistance with the crew. Ah, wow, that's amazing. I hear it's like one of the best theme park rides ever. And I guess we shouldn't say, should we? But but you say you know who, so I do know who. Give you know who my regards. Tell you know who that I say hello, and give him a high five for me. Anyway, Backwood says call it crotch grabbing. That's what the nostalgia critic would call it. Joey says, did anyone watch Bambi or Snow White thinking it wasn't made 70 years ago? I watched Snow White as a kid and know the movie was older than me. Yeah, but it's timeless, you know? It's like, that's the point. You could watch it as a kid. It didn't like feel dated when you were a kid because it kind of, I'll tell him, hey, Maury, for you. Do that. See if he even remembers. God, that's been months. He has a good memory, though. But yeah, just yell, hey, Maury, see if he knows what that means. I still need one of you guys next time he's like, I don't know if he's in town right now. I know he was. But I still need one of you guys to find out if Justin Scard knows who I am. That's like a big thing. I want to know if Justin Scard knows who I am. I'm just curious because we travel in the same circles. We know a lot of the same people, but I've had zero interaction with Justin Scard. So I just don't know if he knows who I am or not. And I'm really curious. I want someone to ask him, hey, Justin Scard, do you know who Crazy Joe is? I want to hear what his answer is. Does he know? Has he ever watched the channel? Has he ever seen me on Cinema Sickness's channel? Has he ever seen me on Adam's channel? I don't know. I want to know if he knows who I am. He's here, I suspect. Just say, yes, ask. Just say, do you know? I gotta know, man. I gotta know if, please find out if Justin knows who I am. I just want to know, just say, do you know who Crazy Joe? I want to know if I'm on his radar at all. Because I got no idea. We got so many of the same friends, but I've never met him. I've never talked to him. So I have no idea if he even has an inkling of who I am or if he did. I don't know. And I'm curious, just very curious. Because I'm always surprised at the people who do know who I am. YouTubers who are much bigger than me will like sometimes pop in my chat. Like Wet Movie 1 popped in the chat a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, wow. I didn't know Wet Movie 1 was watching this channel. So I'm always curious as to who actually knows me. So yeah, I'm just curious. Punk Nerd says, oh, that's a side conversation. I apologize. Trashboat says, timeless is fancy for boring. Oh, not necessarily. A lot of timeless movies are very, very classic films. Horror Gore Game and Movie Reviews says, how are you? Greetings from New Jersey. Well, hello, New Jersey. Greetings from the next state over. Thinking Art says, Dookie, Insomniac, and Nimrod are my favorite albums. We're talking Green Day. Brent says, I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. Joey says, Snow White feels dated. I don't think it feels dated at all. Why didn't she Google, should I eat? Because there was no internet back then. That's what makes it timeless. If she was Googling things, it would be dated. Thinking Art says, Joe, did you pick up any movies for Black Friday? I got a lot at Dollar Tree. Picked up a lot at Dollar Tree. I think I'm going to do a video and show what I got. So I won't show you the titles, but this is half of what I got at Dollar Tree. That's half of it right there. $4 a piece, not $4 total. Where'd you get them? Where'd you go for those $4 Blu-ray titles? I'm curious. John says, hi, Crazy Joe and you guys. Hello, John. Welcome to the party. Greg says, did you see my interview with David Crane and Dan and Gary Kitchen of Activision? They were great guys. I did see it. That was a great video. And, you know, Greg, before you got here, if you go back in this live stream towards a little closer to the beginning of the live stream, I played some Star Wars right here on the live stream. So my arcade 1-up machine got the live stream. I played one-handed because I'm holding the camera with one hand and playing with the other. Harold F. says, DC Fontana, pioneering Star Trek writer, died at 80. Yeah, that is heartbreaking. She is one of the greatest Star Trek writers of all time. I'll tell you something. A lot of people get down on you, like when you say this. They're like, oh no, you can't say something like that. You can't say something like that. But Star Trek was not the success it was because of Gene Roddenberry. It really wasn't. Gene Roddenberry came up with a great idea, but Gene Roddenberry was never a great writer. He really wasn't. Gene Roddenberry wrote Star Trek the Motion Picture. A lot of people count that as one of the worst. I personally like it. But read Star Trek Memories, Star Trek movie memories, read any of the books. Gene Roddenberry came up with a great idea, but it was guys like Gene Kuhn and DC Fontana, a lot of the other writers that really made Star Trek what it is. And if you watch Next Generation, Roddenberry was the showrunner for the first 2 seasons, that everyone considers to be the best or the worst seasons. He stepped down due to health. Rick Berman took over. That's when the show got really good, when Roddenberry left. So people, I've said it before that I don't think Gene Roddenberry, when people say like, that doesn't adhere to Gene's vision, I'm like, screw Gene's vision. Gene's vision was a joke. Gene didn't know what Gene's vision was. The most popular Star Trek movie is The Wrath of Khan, which was done by Harve Bennett as producer and Nicholas Meyer. Roddenberry hated it. He didn't like that movie. That's the one everyone loves the most. He said it was too militaristic. DC Fontana passing is a sad thing. She's one of the people who made Star Trek what it is. So it's a loss. It's a loss, man. Lisa says, Justin Scard. I like him for a giggle once in a while. My boyfriend has a limit on his Scard ADHD. I would love to hang out with that circle. It would be so much fun. Well, I can't tell you, Lisa, what it's like hanging out with Justin Scard. I've never done it. But some of those guys, like Greg. Greg's part of that circle. Great guys. Great guys. Bohemian says, have you seen the teaser trailer for Black Widow yet? Yes, it looks so good. I wasn't excited for Black Widow. I really was not excited for Black Widow. But my God, that trailer won me over. It totally won me over. It looks like so much fun. I can't wait for Black Widow now. I keep saying, you never bet against Marvel, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I keep saying, I don't care about Shang-Chi. I don't care about Shang-Chi. And right now, I don't care about Shang-Chi. Guarantee they're going to put together a trailer, and I'm going to care about Shang-Chi. Because Kevin Feige is he knows what he's doing, man. He knows the sweet spots to hit. And, I'm totally sold on Black Widow now. Wes says, got both Home Alones. I don't count 3, but do you count 4 and 5? Skyfall, Hateful Eight, Long Shot, Mission Impossible Collection, John Wick, Green Book. All great movies, except I haven't seen Long Shot yet. But all the others are really good movies. Greg says, okay, so my son is down on himself about soccer and wants to quit. I want him to watch Rudy. Any other inspirational movies he should watch? Rocky. I'm sorry. Maybe it's the Philly in me. But Rocky is the greatest inspirational underdog story of all time. And I would argue the greatest sports movie of all time. Team Rocky. I say that's the one. Wes says, kicking and screaming. That's inspirational, right? That's a pretty good movie. Just a reminder, we're coming up to 10 o'clock. We're going to be ending the stream pretty soon. So just a reminder, Super Chat Hippo is here. If you want to hear from the Super Chat Hippo, you can hear from the Super Chat Hippo. You can make it happen. Marty says, whenever I hear someone mention the name Gene, I always picture Cyclops shouting, Gene, in X-Men the Animated Series. Trashboat says, DC Fontana sounds like the name of a really good SoundCloud rapper. Kind of does. I can't lie. It kind of does. Wes says they have a trailer for Black Widow. Yeah, it hit yesterday, and it is really good. It takes place between Civil War and Infinity War. And David Harbour's in it. He looks like he's going to be a lot of fun. Rachel Weisz is in it. It looks like the spy movie only Marvel can make. It looks like it's going to be a blast. So yeah, they won me over because I wasn't excited for that movie. Then I saw the trailer and I'm like, okay, you got me. You got me. Lisa says The Mighty Ducks. That's a good one. What about the? See, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia ones again. What about Invincible with Mark Wahlberg? That's a good one. Based on the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not a football guy, but even I liked that movie. Trashboat says, if you think Rocky is the best sports film, you must have never heard of Air Bud or MVP. Well, there you go. There you go. Lisa says, Little Giants, The Big Green. Greg says, are you spoiler free for episode 9? Well, I mean, I haven't heard any spoilers. I certainly haven't heard any spoilers from reliable sources. I've heard some of the things that are just absolutely ridiculous. But like, I'm not going to name names, but the man in the mask, who's a joke, he's put his nonsense out there about there's 3 cuts of the movie. Test screenings were a disaster. Everyone walked out. Yeah, you don't have the best track record on rumors, buddy. You don't have a good record of having anything right ever. So it's like Larry Nemechek, Star Trek writer Larry Nemechek was once on the podcast, and he said, with a lot of these guys who spread these rumors, you have to basically ask yourself 6 months later, how much of what they said came to pass? And in that case, the case of the man in the mask, nothing. Like everything he says 6 months later, it proves that wasn't true. That wasn't true. And he always says, my source. Well, you must treat this as a rumor. You must treat this as a rumor, but my source has never been wrong. And it's like, no, your source has been wrong every time. Your source has never been right. This is total gaslighting. You just say my source is never wrong, and we're supposed to believe your source is never wrong, that your source is never right. Anyway, but I can't wait for episode 9. I'm excited. I got my tickets. I cannot wait. I did hear one spoiler. From a legitimate source. So I do know one thing that I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's like one of those spoilers that really affect. It's more of a, hey, this character that you may not have known was going to be in the movie is going to be in the movie. And I won't spoil it for you, but it's not one of those things that was like, what? Oh no, that's going to ruin the whole movie now that I know that. It was just one of those things was like, well, would have been cooler if I didn't know that, but it's not like a major plot point, so there you go. Marty says, I heard RDJ is going to be a Black Widow. I thought he was done being Iron Man. The rumor is, Marty, that they're using cut footage from Civil War. The rumor is that it's actually a deleted scene from Civil War. So, yeah, if that's true, he is going to be in the movie, but he actually didn't come back and shoot anything new. Marty says, spoiler warning, Jar Jar and Chewie get married in episode 9. Greg says, Mandalorian is the best Star Wars since Return of the Jedi. I love The Mandalorian, but I wouldn't agree there. I would say it's the best Star Wars since The Last Jedi. No, I would say it's the best Star Wars since Solo. Solo was the last Star Wars that we saw. And I have some serious love for Solo. Bohemian says, The Blind Side. Joey says, Jar Jar is going to be in the movie. That's my favorite character. That's Cinema Sickness's favorite character, too. I don't understand it, but it is. Trashboat says, Mandalorian is the best Star Wars since Last Jedi, and Last Jedi is the best thing to happen to Star Wars in 20 years. Well, Solo happened after Last Jedi, so though I do like Last Jedi better than Solo, so I don't know. I somewhat agree with that. J2H says, brother, I love Star Wars 2, but Solo is doo-doo. You are insane, man. That movie's great. That movie is so much fun. Wes says, I haven't seen The Mandalorian yet, so this Baby Yoda thing was confusing to me. Baby Yoda is all you need in life. All you need in life is Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda is the sweetest little thing, and I love him dearly. And Cinema Sickness said, well, his name's not Baby Yoda. It's like, how do you know? How do you know his name's not Baby Yoda? They haven't told us his name yet. His name could be Baby Yoda. Maybe that's his name. You don't know. Marty says, would you buy a Baby Yoda plush? Oh, I got one on pre-order. They went on sale today. They're not going to ship till like May. They went on sale today, so I got one. I need to wrap this up. We are at 10 o'clock, so we are going to wrap this up. Again, I want to thank you for joining us, as I thank you every Wednesday. I appreciate you taking your time. Greg says Baby Yoda is not actually Yoda. Yeah, but Greg, you don't know that his name's not Yoda. You don't know that. There's more than one baby named Phil, right? This guy could have a baby Phil. This guy could have a baby Phil. There's more than one Dave in the world. He could be Yoda. We don't know his name's not Yoda. Maybe his name's Baby Yoda. We don't know. All right, guys. I am going to wrap this up. And Marty says Super Chat Hippo is sad. Yes, Super Chat Hippo is just a little bit sad. So, oh. But maybe Super Chat Hippo will be happy next week. Who knows? You got to tune in to find out. So until next week, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. And keep... Oh, I almost forgot. I'm taking part in the Dog Days of Advent podcast today from December 1st to December 25th. So you can go to the Megapodtastic website, the iTunes store, wherever you get podcasts. You will get, if you subscribe, you will get a new podcast from Megapodtastic every single day up until Christmas. And it's already started. There's 4 episodes of the Dog Days up already, so please check that out. But other than Dog Days of Advent, stop by next Wednesday. We'll be here next Wednesday. Tomorrow, my review of Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood will probably go live. And until next week, keep wearing those pajamas.